We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Breaking news as Prism's Maxx Fenning was forcibly removed from the Florida House hearing for supporting gun control, and he is sharing his personal traumatic experience exclusively with Queer News Tonight.
An animated pro-Trump ad depicts a drag queen in a classroom with rainbow flags fueling anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric over grooming. It concludes that Trump will save us.
WWE star Cody Rhodes promotes inclusivity by proudly holding a transgender flag at a recent event.
Hotspots Happening Out Art Gallery with Dennis Dean joins Women's History Month, hosting an event celebrating lesbian and queer women artists throughout March.
Hey all, good evening. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news for Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we are going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
Hi, I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, Julio Capo. This evening we bring you the news and perspective representing the LGBTQ plus community from South Florida, America, and across our planet. This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will hear it and see it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbian, and queer women, trans youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television, news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
I'm here with two of my buddies. First, we start with Glen. Glen Weinzimer is a philanthropist, an advocate, and he co-owns Bona Italian Restaurant. I love Bona. My favorite, by the way, is the eggplant parm. My very, very favorite.
It's my comfort food.
Yeah, really, really awesome. In Wilton Manors, Glen also is known for his work, of course, with the Smart Ride, which raised over $16 million. You heard that right, for the HIV/AIDS community. He is passionate about getting out the LGBTQ plus vote in this critical election year. Hey, Glen.
Hi there. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I am excited to be here. One of the things, although we sunsetted Smart Ride, is that we are doing a Smart Ride reunion cruise November 9th, and it's a seven or 8 day cruise, and it's attainable or affordable for pretty much anybody. I think it's like just over $480 for 8 days at sea. So if you want to learn more about it, just check out Happening Out Television Network and travel. It's
amazing.
Great. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I want to go.
And tonight is Thursday at Bona Italian Restaurant, which means it's Thirsty Thursday. So 40% off our bottled wines. And we have one of the Synergy twins, Steve, playing his violin tonight at the restaurant.
Nice.
So
There's always something going on. It's incredible.
got to stay busy.
Yummy.
And next, let's welcome our other buddy, John Buckley. He is Vice President and Program Director for Unity Coalition. He is the creator of Caoba Initiative, a free traveling social event that features inspiring speakers, topics, and a safe space for all same gender-loving people of color. This is awesome. John is Buck Lords from the famous House of Lords. Hey, John.
Hi, Julio. Thank you, guys. I'm super happy to be here with everybody. Make sure you guys follow Unity Coalition. We have our annual Elevate coming up this coming May 18th.
Nice.
And then this year for Celebrate Orgullo, we are taking it to sea as well.
Ooh.
So we have a cruise coming up. We're thinking out the box and trying
a bigger ship.
You know, it's on MSC.
That's
So
amazing.
on MSC.
you guys can find the details if you log on to www.unitycoalition.org, and definitely save the date for May 18th.
May 18th.
It's at Elaine Gordon in Chanton Park in North Miami.
This is awesome. So many awesome things coming out. Thank you.
Yeah.
We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points of the queer news for Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. Let's queer up breaking news. Prism LGBTQ plus youth executive director Maxx Fenning forcibly removed from Florida House hearing. Florida lawmakers sparked controversy yesterday by forcibly removing LGBTQ plus student leader Maxx Fenning from House chambers as he voiced support for a gun control law. Fenning, executive director for Prism and anchor at Queer News Tonight, spoke at a Florida House Judiciary Committee opposing a proposed rollback of gun buying rules post-Parkland shooting. With no advance notice of time from the committee chairman, lawmakers cut his microphone, and security then physically removed him from the room. During his brief allotted time to speak, Fenning detailed the events that prompted Florida's current gun laws. In 2018, then Governor Rick Scott signed a comprehensive gun reform and school safety package, increasing the minimum age to purchase assault rifles from 18 to 21. Now, the Florida House, with DeSantis as the governor, are entertaining the ideas of rolling back these age restrictions. As the final speaker on the bill, before it heads to the floor for consideration, Fenning recounted his experience during the tragic Parkland shooting. He vividly described how he witnessed the horror unfold through social media as a 19-year-old gunman unleashed terror at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, claiming 17 lives and injuring 17 others. Fenning, then a sophomore at Boca Raton Community High School, was a few minutes away from the shooting. Queer News Tonight's Al Ferguson spoke to Fenning shortly after the encounter. Fenning said, and I quote, "The chair never told speakers how much time they would have to speak. Toward the end of my testimony, he interrupted me and said, 'Thank you, sir.' Since he never said my time had expired or asked me to close, I continued speaking for an additional 30 seconds. After they cut my mic, one security guard approached me from either side, which prompted me to yell, 'If you're killing kids, you're gonna listen.' They grabbed my arms on either side and dragged me out of the room, dropping me off right outside the doors," end quote. There is a growing trend to trespass individuals at the Capitol, and Fenning said, quote, "We have seen increasing hostility against community members from Capitol security. This is evident in new rules implemented just over a year ago that significantly limit protests and demonstrations on Capitol grounds," end quote. Ferguson asked Fenning on how LGBTQ students and youth are viewing democracy in Florida and the United States. Fenning said, and I quote, "I think this is evidence of a growing discomfort among elected officials with having to listen to the people who give them a job. They prefer to make decisions that destroy people's lives in peace without pesky, good-for-nothing kids whining about being shot by an AR-15. Prism is an LGBTQ plus nonprofit led by and for LGBTQ plus students. Fenning is a senior at the University of Florida, living in South Florida.
Excuse me, Maxx Fenning. And that is the last appearance card that we have.
Hello, my name is Maxx Fenning, and I'm the founder and executive director of Prism, a youth-led LGBT nonprofit in South Florida. 5 years and 1 week ago, a 19-year-old entered a high school in Parkland, Florida, and opened fire, killing 17 people and injuring 17 others. And I watched that as a sophomore at Boca Raton Community High School, 20 minutes away, play out on Snapchat. I watched kids like me scream and yell out as gunfire rained in the background and felt the thuds of bodies like mine hit the floor. And that school year, and every school year after, we had at least one code red. And we calmly turned off the lights and rolled down the paper over the window and the door, and we hid under our desks and sat there, waiting patiently to find out if our faces would be the next ones memorialized next to a single candle and a tear-soaked bouquet of flowers. And so we yelled again, this time with purpose, as students across the state walked out of the schools they no longer felt safe in. And back then, 5 years ago, when the people in this building, some of whom are sponsoring this bill, listened to young people, you did the right thing and took the tools to commit atrocities against our youth and our communities at large from people like the one that took 17 lives on Valentine's Day in 2018. But a lot can happen in 5 years.
Thank you, sir.
Apparently enough has happened for you to forget about the marches, to forget about the hard lesson you all learned, to forget about the...
Sir, thank you, sir.
Somehow it didn't hit deep enough to stick.
Sir, I apologize.
The survival of young people, of queer people, of people of color should not be subject to the whims of your faltering memory or rapidly deteriorating conscience.
Wow.
Goodness, that's a powerful video to watch, and powerful words by Maxx Fenning, who is such a force. I mean, just so smart, and so grateful for his voice and the power that he has to kind of to be in community and to be in such a testament to what young people are feeling and thinking right now. So often just young people aren't heard and aren't told, and I love the way that he articulates all of that. But it's also just like, as he says, just like common sense legislation. Right. Like, I mean, there's nothing here is radical.
Right.
Like, I mean,
Fenning speaks so well, and for someone of his age, you know, and the fact that he's constantly in Tallahassee making a statement on behalf of so many others that can't speak out or don't speak out. You know, he's got a very supportive family, which gives him that power to be able to do these things unconditionally. But like the real story is really about the AR-15s. Like, why are we turning back? Why is it 3 years younger from 21 to 18? It's okay to have an AR-15. Why is it okay for anyone to have an assault rifle?
At all.
And that's really the story. The story is, why are we doing that? And why doesn't our government in this Tallahassee see that that's the issue? Who's pushing them and giving them that kind of money that they need to turn it? It's a non-issue. The bigger issue is to eliminate them past 21, not to turn it back to 18. Like, just eliminate it.
Yeah.
So,
especially with it being an AR rifle, like, why does that even still allowed to be bought with the countless times that it's been used by people to assault and kill people?
Right.
From high schools to clubs to events, like.
And Florida sees a disproportionate number of these mass shootings with schools, with the Pulse nightclub. Yeah. I mean, we are not like this is a rare one-off thing. No. We sort of lead in like, okay, you did it there, we're going to do it, 2 more of them here. Right. It's crazy that this is even in a conversation that we have to debate.
Well said. And thanks again to Maxx Fenning for speaking out when so many people either can't or are not doing so, but that is, you are seen and you're heard and you're supported.
Yeah. Okay, next, let's queer up politics. AI-generated MAGA ad says, drag queens have come for our children, promoting Trump as a savior. In the animated video, America Lives, released as an advertisement supporting Donald Trump's potential 2024 re-election, a scene features a drag queen reading to elementary school children in a classroom adorned with a rainbow flag and a painting of Karl Marx, alongside handwritten signs like "Diversity is our strength" and "Trump equal bad." In the video, the narrator declares, "We are coming for their children." The video aims to allege a threat to children and American values from drag queens, LGBTQ+ communities, and inclusive ideologies. This hateful rhetoric is no different than the pro-Trump, QAnon, and the Great Replacement conspiracy theories. Other images of the 3-minute, 40-second AI, the video, attacks immigrants, talks about how diversity is the cause of moral decay, and that the goal is absolute power. The message says this is a biblical battle of good versus evil. The solution is Trump and other men. It specifically talks about men being the solution. Released on President's Day by co-creator Joshua Youngblood, the video's overt support for the Trump and its divisive messaging further polarize political discourse. Joshua shares a post on X saying that the video is issued as a tribute to President's Day in support of the, quote, greatest president of our time, Donald J. Trump, end quote. If you think the video by America Lives is extreme, Youngblood also operates Art for Patriots, an online platform offering AI-generated patriotic artwork available. This artwork portrays Trump in various roles, including a Roman emperor, a lion tamer, and the Punisher, a figure embraced by anti-LGBTQ+ right-wing factions.
More than a country, more than a shining city on a hill. The idea of America lives in each and every one of us. America lives. But a storm has gathered at our shores. A tempest that seeks to tear apart the fabric of our nation. It seeks nothing less than the wanton destruction of this great nation of men and women. It seeks to rip out, erase, and supplant the very foundations of practicality and reason. It seeks to erase us. We know this enemy. They have existed throughout time, and now they have come for us. And they have come for our children. We watch the clouds coalesce and gather.
There's so much to be said about this. It's scary, because it's AI generated and looks so real. It's very influential, and you do feel like a patriot if you're watching it and you don't have any understanding of our history or what the real meaning of what's going on is happening. The fact that they're burning the Constitution and says they're coming for us, like they're the ones thinking, and you've listened to so many of the pundits and everyone talk about the fact that Trump has said that he will eliminate the Constitution because he's going to be a strongman leader. And he, just like he loves Putin and Kim Jong-un, he wants to be that guy. And he's putting out this horrific, and whoever is paying for it, it's just awful. The people that are watching it are influencers on the side of hate. And this gives them more to go with. And because it's generated, there's, it's not even real, but it's powerful. It's artistic. I mean, it speaks so much, I don't know.
Well said. I think we all feel the same way. I watch this and I'm horrified. Like I'm horrified by the power of AI in some ways, but also just AI also, I can't stop thinking about this. AI often operates, though, on established narratives, and like that is like this exists already in the internet. Yep. It's pulling from it's mining from existing things, like the tropes. It knew to put Karl Marx in that classroom, like because it knows that if people see Karl Marx and like, we knew that the drag kings were all communist, it's or whatever kind of trope and narrative they've framed. I keep also thinking, like, as you read, like, they're trying to erase us. Who is us here? Who?
Well, and the savior.
And no, this might as well be, this is a page from fascism. Like, this could
from Hitler, find an enemy and have everyone focus on it. Ignore everything else going on around us. Just focus on this, and this is what they're coming for.
Yeah, look at
Don't talk about abortion.
All right.
Don't talk about, the budget or anything else. Don't talk about the border. Talk about this inanimate enemy that's coming up for all of us.
Even the imagery of the drag queen, like
it looked like the Joker.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a villain,
crazy.
like a villain, like really like a cartoon villain.
Yeah. It's not good.
No, and it just goes to what is the election going to look like, because it is going to be one of the ugliest elections coming up. with so much misinformation and the, you know, what are you, fake news?
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to keep coming out. And at some point, if you say it enough, people believe it. If you put out this much crazy, you become numb to it.
Yeah.
So you don't even react. It's a crying wolf. And then the real time there's a crisis, people don't believe we're going to lose our democracy.
Right.
You know, I don't like either one of those old white men. So why vote? You know, it's scary.
It normalizes all of it,
Yes.
too. You're 100% right. And I think, like, all the more reason why we have to have conversations like this so that people understand that the context in which this exists, which is Looney Tunes, like that is like, this is not based on reality. It's based on fears and anxieties that they know they're tapping into the very fears that already exist because people a lot of people believe this kind of nonsense, right? Like,
we're also coming from a model state of showing where this is actually happening, where we're banning books, where you can't say gay, and here we are showing it on a national level.
Yeah.
It outrages me that the Floridians aren't standing up and saying, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we're going, as a state, going along with it and going along with DeSantis. So where do you go from there to the national stage?
Yeah.
Yep.
On that note, next, let's queer up sports. WWE star Cody Rhodes holds up the trans flag to tell the world wrestling is for everyone. Emerging from a renowned wrestling lineage, Cody Rhodes, a prominent star in WWE, advocates for inclusivity in wrestling. During a recent WWE event in Fresno, California, Rhodes received a transgender flag from a fan. Rhodes, a 4-time tag team champion, proudly held up the flag for a photo, reflecting his commitment to fostering a welcoming environment in wrestling. The fan who gifted the flag expressed admiration for Rhodes' gesture of goodwill. Rhodes' recent photo with the Progress flag also holds significance on multiple levels. As a prominent figure in wrestling, his endorsement of the LGBTQ+ community reflects the evolving culture within the sport. In the past, wrestling often relied on discriminatory gimmicks, but attitudes are shifting. Last June, CM Punk, now with All Elite Wrestling, showed support for LGBTQ+ youth by holding a sign that read, "Support LGBTQ+ youth." A supporter of same-sex marriage, Punk displayed the sign in reaction to criticism he faced for endorsing Pretty Cool Ice Cream, a brand that stands up for transgender youth. In AEW, Anthony Bowens is the first openly gay champion. He once shared a photo kissing his partner, YouTuber Michael Pavano, despite anti-gay protesters at a Pride match. During an AWE show last Pride season, fans cheered for Bowens with a supportive chant, quote, "He's gay." Another reason why Rhodes' public allyship matters is that the recent WWE show took place in the San Joaquin Valley, which is known for being quite conservative. You know, I love these kinds of stories. I love sports stories in general, even though, like, I play some sports, but I don't really watch sports. And I had to say I know close to nothing about wrestling. I would never... The part of the story that surprises me, and I don't know if you all agree, the little about wrestling I know is that for me, it's always been really gay. Like, I mean, like, it's so performative and, like, it's so, like, it's all, like, they're essentially in drag. And, like...
Yeah.
And
like...
on top of each other.
Right.
Right. Like, the homoeroticism alone. Like,
down.
who are
It's
you
always been
kidding?
there,
Like,
yeah.
we might as well just do it in a
That's the
bowl
one
of Jell-O.
sport I enjoyed
Like-
in high school.
Yeah.
Actually, it was junior high school. I remember the guy, I won't say his name, but I was like, woof. Every time I had to wrestle him, I was like, I'm just better cover myself. You know, at that age, everything excites you. The wind, an open window sets you off. And there I am wrestling Kenny. I won't say his last name.
It's funny too, like how wrestling always symbolizes like macho-ness. But I'm like, this is like
It's super gay.
super gay.
It's so gay.
It's like
super gay.
gymnastics in an arena.
Right. They got all,
Just wrestle each other in a bowl of Jell-O, and like you're like, what? Like, I mean, I don't think they do in Jell-O.
That'll be our next show when it's just the three of us. Stay tuned. We're coming at you.
Coming next.
next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Hotspots Happening Out Art Gallery will celebrate lesbian and queer women artists March 2nd. Women's History Month traces its roots to 1978 in Santa Rosa, California, where the Education Task Force of Sonoma County Commission on the Status of Women organized a Women's History Week celebration. This was scheduled during the week of March 8th to align with International Women's Day. In 1981, Congress made a law saying there would be a special week in March to celebrate women's history. In 1987, Congress decided that March would be officially called Women's History Month. Since then, every year, the president has made an official statement declaring March as Women's History Month. Hotspots Happening Out Art Gallery with Dennis Dean is contributing to this celebration by arranging an opening reception dedicated to and by lesbian and queer women artists on March 2nd. The Fay What Show host and Queer News Tonight anchor Fay What will be hosting this special event. The Women Power Imagined, a celebration of women artists and art, will be held throughout March. The celebration will feature performances, exhibitions, and talks. You do not want to miss this month-long gala that kicks off Saturday, March 2nd. Complimentary bar and food from Union Kitchen will be available. For more information, you can visit hotspotsmagazine.com.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International service at 10:30 a.m.
We finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up politics. DeSantis trolled by Ripley's Believe It or Not by offering free banned books to Floridians. Ripley's Believe It or Not is facing off against Escambia County Public Schools and Governor DeSantis. The beloved company is clapping back after 3 of its books were removed from school library shelves. Escambia County officials have flagged over 1,600 books for review and potential banning. That's scary. Including 8 encyclopedias, 5 dictionaries, hundreds of reference books, and 3 of Ripley's Believe It or Not titles. Ripley's website is mocking this ban, inviting students to read good books that are not permitted to be read in Florida. The company is offering a free book to every Florida resident until May 15th. All you have to do is submit a request online and pick up a favorite book. Read all about Ripley's stand against banning books, and to get yours for free, go to ripleys.com.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up travel. Visit Lauderdale celebrates Flavorful Diversity Amidst Black History Month. Visit Lauderdale invites you to experience the diverse culture and cuisine at the city's popular Black-owned restaurants. From Southern barbecue to Caribbean dishes, you are welcome to enjoy authentic flavors at the Catherine Restaurant, Donna's Caribbean, and Sister Sarah's Crab House and Grill. Desserts at Localicious Caribbean Ice Cream and Cleveland's Old Fashioned Ice Cream, or global cuisine at the Crazy Vegan and Chef Rose Jamaican Cuisine. Choices are unlimited here. Whether craving barbecue from Fat Boys Barbecue or Jamaican patties from Charlie's Patties and Pastries, these spots offer a unique dining experience supporting LGBTQ plus and Black communities. This experience would be incomplete without visiting the Trap 954, Just Spoons, and Trabachi. Experience Fort Lauderdale's diverse culinary scene with Visit Lauderdale.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up gay culture. Here are the hottest and most dramatic looks from New York Fashion Week. The New York Fashion Week got super hot when Beyoncé showed up unexpectedly at the Luar show. The event, organized by Eric Rossetti, featured new designers like Love for Upcycling, Celine, Soeed Studio, and Mr. XXX, who brought some really bold and daring outfits to the stage. Male models rocked cool styles from shirtless suits to crop tops. It was a mix of famous brands and fresh talents, all showing off what's cool and trendy in fashion right now. Here is a drool-worthy sneak peek from New York Fashion Week that every gay guy should have.
John, do you want to do the next one?
Sure. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. Movie Dune reveals special popcorn bucket that looks like a sex toy, and gay Twitter goes wild. Theaters has unveiled a special treat for Dune Part 2 enthusiasts. It is offering a limited edition container for the highly anticipated sequel. The movie has already been making waves online for its stellar cast, including Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya and their red carpet premiere moment. But the new internet chatter is about a popcorn bucket, which Out Magazine says looks more like a fleshlight than a popcorn bucket. Social media has been epic. One of the funniest reactions to the bucket has come from Katya, who shares a post saying, in quote, "The way I'm about to goon out Laura Boebert style to Dune 2. Call the police, it's popcorn time." We highly recommend you watch Rebecca Ferguson react to the popcorn bucket with Maude Garrett.
It really looks like a fleshlight. All right, that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV? Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passioning of Hotspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Julio Capo Jr., and on behalf of these awesome folks, the LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Glen Weinzimer and John Buckley, we'll see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.